What's going on?
What's happening, man?
Nothing too much, my friend. Trying on a journey to get home.
Yeah.
How's everybody's day going today?
All right, Peachy.
How did your trade go today?
Not too bad, man. Took a break even, then took an 8 hour, but it took, I think, about 4 hours. I was in the trade. It's like a bloody swing.
Jeez, the market is something else. The market is something else today.
Yeah. Nice one, Peachy. Nice.
All right, guys. We're gonna go ahead and get things started. This is our weekly Provision Markets office hours call, and we have this call every week so we can be able to answer questions that you may have in a bit more visual format, and also give you just dedicated time to ask questions. If this is your first time tuning in with us, in the chat box, go ahead and put in any questions that you have, and then Nathan and myself will just take turns answering questions that we're going to receive. So we also ask that you be mindful also of other people's questions and time. So we'll go ahead and let people chime in the chat, and then we will then answer questions and answer away. So don't be shy, guys. If you have anything that you want to ask or anything you want to share, definitely just put it in the chat. Do y'all guys have any trades that y'all want to share as well? Or Nathan, do you want to share your trade from today? The one that you said it would take about 4 hours?
For sure. I'll just bring up my screen now. Can you enable screen share, man?
Oh, sorry about that. All yours.
Awesome. Let's see. Preview. Okay, can everyone see the screen? Yeah, I guess. Okay.
Yep.
Awesome. Yep. All right. So I actually did this video live as well. I recorded it live. So I'll try and get that edited up in a few hours. Basically, I was looking at this. So higher time frames, looking at monthly. So monthly, we have this demand zone over here to the left. You can see it was a zone that changed character, broke structure as well, internal structure, substructure, whatever you'd like to call it up here. We tapped into that, and I was thinking, right, on the weekly, we've got a change of character. So it looks like we're starting to get a bit of a pullback here, so longs could be favorable. So if we go down to the daily, and this is where it truly starts. On the daily, I am between this high and this low. So my expectation is we'll come close to equilibrium here. I'm quite interested in this POI on the daily, this nice wick. We have these sell to buy wicks here too. So I was kind of looking at them in case I would see a pullback. But the main goal was, look, we should see retracement back to around this area. Longs would be a good idea. Popping down to the 4 hour, was looking at this basically at the time. We are bullish on 4 hours, so making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. And we had this little doji here with some resting inducement right on top of it. So when I seen this morning in London sesh, I was like, you know what, I'm going to set an alert and see what happens in New York. And that was the main plan, was try and get a trade out of here, hopefully to go up towards the daily supply zone up here. That was the main goal. But if it would reach that today or not, didn't really matter. The main thing was building the higher time frame story of looking for longs up towards that area. So in order to get some sort of confirmation down here, I have to get a 15M change character so I can start going long, as 15M is bearish due to this 4 hour pullback that we're seeing here. So tapped into the higher time frame mitigation on the 4 hour, waited for a 15M chalks. We got a low taken, high taken. So that's the first indication for me. straight away, given this nice demand zone here, and we had a little bit of liquidity that was built, came down, tapped in, liquidated. And then over here, I happened to take a break even on my first trade. That break even was, I think the break even was actually over here. Somewhere I've seen this logo, this high go, and it was quite an impulsive move to the upside. So I was like really interested in it. Price came down, tagged me in here. I broke even at this high. So when price came up, broke even, came down, took me out. I'm not someone that likes to play extremes, but with this sort of momentum to the upside, I didn't mind to take it, especially when this changed character. Another low was taken down here, and then this high was taken. I was thinking, you know what, this is probably going to go to the moon, but it ended up taking me out break even. It's totally fine with that. Then the next area to look at was, okay, well, we have this 15 MPOI. At the time, I was thinking, right, this is the leg that we're involved in here. So this low was taken, this high was taken. We sweeped all this liquidity here. We've taken all of this inducement that was resting right on top in the structural leg. So I'm like, okay, if this high goes, I'm going to be interested in looking for a trade. So when that high went, I just looked for the last area of demand that broke this high, which was this candle right here that swept liquidity, broke structure. Simply set my limit order on it, and price came down, tapped me right in, and then continued try to play with my psychology for the next I think it was all the way to around here, three hours or so. It was probably the most horrible thing I've been through, because I was hoping that the goal of this trade was to TP this up at this area up here. I was looking at this supply zone right here, and maybe even these highs right here. And I decided, you know, it was two hours, I think, after my trading session should finish, that I should just pull it out, accept the 8 or not be greedy, take it. So that was the main goal, was to get along from that 4-hour demand. And yeah, it kind of mucked around a lot for a bit, but in the end, it actually played out. So I'm kind of happy with that. Anybody have any questions about it? Yeah, man, higher time frame is like the most important thing. So first thing you do when you come to the computer, you're on the higher time frame. A lot of people are going to jump into the 15, start marking up 15 M zones and just try and trade from them. But the first thing you got to do is just check your daily, check your 4-hour, 15, build a story, right? It's like you're some sort of detective here in the markets, right? You're trying to build a story for where you plan on taking a trade and then just letting it play out. You know what I mean? So most important thing. And that's something you've really been focused on too, Peachy, isn't it? Yeah, super, super important.
It makes all the difference in the world. Helps you define those high probability trades.
Yeah. To be honest, I would have left this trade on, but I didn't want to hold it overnight. Like I don't hold the trades overnight. Like, but to be honest, this could have the potential to go higher. It did get a close on the 4-hour down here. Now this closed below this low, but I didn't mind in the aspect that this could be inducement for this move to be fueled. So in all honesty, you know, who knows what could happen, but to be honest, I think we're going to be taking out some highs here. We could be going higher. That weekly chalk was a big one for me, like, you know, it's what I like to see. Yeah, it is. As a doji too, like, what are the odds? It's a doji that's sitting right on top of it. It's like, and it swept liquidity. It fueled that move all the way up to the upside. So yeah, I think it's good. It's going to hold, I think. So does anybody have any questions for us today? A lot of new people joined this week, I think. There's only 5 of us in the room, eh? It's quiet.
Yeah, it is kind of quiet today, guys. Y'all were so changed last week.
Yeah, I'll run through the Discord, see if there's any questions in case somebody left something. No.
Everybody, that means everybody is killing the market and they're just slaying the market daily because they don't have questions.
That must be it for sure. And it's good. I think it's good sometimes people take a bit of time off the chat too, isn't it? It's like it's kind of focus on themselves and really get learning.
Yeah. I feel like you have to have the discipline to really do trading successfully and consistently. But if your personal life isn't balanced, your trading will also be, kind of up and down. So it's so important to have balance, have structure, having, family, friends, or something else outside of it, not just being driven by trading.
Yes, Evo, just to answer your question, it was broken with the Wix. So I use the Wix for change the character. Brian and Rob use bodies for changes of character. You use it for 15M too, right?
Yep, I always do body breaks. I just do body breaks for everything. I got rid of Wix. I got rid of Wix because I found out I'd take more losses when using Wix, and I went back to some older rules that I had on supply and demand that I used to abide by, and it has to be broken by a film stick body.
Yeah, like one big thing as well for people who do use Wix, I would say is like, see, like here, this low was taken, this high was taken with the wick. That's okay, but you got to be careful of any sort of POI that is directly on top of the change of character, because what you will find with the wick is that it'll sweep the lows, and as it sweeps the highs, it'll tap into another POI using this little top bit as inducement. So if there was a POI right here, that could easily just mess you up. So you got to take a look up and just make sure that that change character is not tapping into certain sort of zone. That's what I found.
One thing too is whenever I see wicks being broken, I'll try to go down to a lower time frame and see if I can find a body break, because usually that's what it means.
Yeah. Let's see. Is there anything
like
even on
that?
10.
Like that. That's like I'm going to say. I'll check 15 to 10. I work my way down specific. I start with 15, go to 14, go to 13, because the higher the time frame, the stronger you come.
Stronger.
So I always want to go in reverse order. Mm-hmm.
By the way, I'm checking time frames, how POIs interact with each time frame. 1 to 4 hour. Do you only use 4 hour, guys? Well, I only use the 4 hour anyway, unless I have to refine it. I'm like, that's really it. I just stick with the daily 15 and 4 hour. That's it.
Yeah.
What about you?
I look at weekly. If I don't have an idea what 4 hours doing, I look at the I large and positive move, but I can't have valid POI on the 4 hour. I may go down to the 2 hour, but that's just, and try to see if I can find something. And then after that, I just go straight to 15. So I only use seconds, 15, 10 through 15, 4 hour, and I can't look at the weekly. I skip the daily. I don't look at the daily.
Do you want to bring up some NAS there, Brian? Think we lost Brian there, did we? Internet connection's not great. Okay, see, I'd bring up NAS, but I don't even think I have it marked out or anything, to be honest. NAS that I don't even know from when this is from. Oh, you back, Brian? I think your internet connection kind of broke down there, Brian.
Yeah. I'm trying to share my screen and it did something weird. Can you see my now?
Not yet.
Quite lagging.
try this again.
Yeah, I think your connection, Brian, is a little bit stuttery, so it is kind of on and off.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, he's lagging a bit.
Yeah, big time, right? I thought it was my internet for a second.
No. It's his voice is cracking.
Yeah.
Well, I'm still sick since 3, so I don't
What
want to talk
happened?
that much.
That's probably from the weather change, was it?
I think it was because outside it's like 32 plus, and inside it's like plus 16 with with the conditioner AC, you know.
Yeah, I know. Especially when you put the AC on at night and you wear a blanket, you're looking for trouble. You're back,
All
Brian.
right, guys. Sorry. I think I'm back now. Is there anything else that y'all got? Anybody else wanted to share or see specifically?
Yeah, go on us a bit.
Okay. Let me see if it works this time. Okay. Let's see. Can y'all see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let me know what you want me to point at, or you have a question about.
4 hour.
Okay.
Yeah, so today I was like looking for shorts. I can't annotate at all. I can share, I mean, if
Okay.
it's possible.
Yeah, you can share. I'll turn the screen share off. Okay, now you should be able to share.
Okay, so I took the shot this morning here from this place, and let me just replay a bit to this place. So I was actually looking that NAS. Wait, something's wrong here. It's 5th of May. No.
I was about to ask, were you back testing?
Yeah. I was actually, think it was here maybe. Let me check for a second. Yeah, let's see. 1, 2. Yeah, let's go to this place. It's lagging.
No worries.
What the hell? Okay, anyway, I'll just go to full charts and go to 15. So actually, I was looking for this short opportunity, and I was waiting for this 2-hour POI to go. So after I saw this wick below, well, I take wicks on hourly and minute. The next candle that printed for me was this 15-minute retracement to this POI, and I was looking what actually broke this to this place, and it was something in this extreme. So when I saw this indecisional doji, I thought maybe I should try and enter on this one. What do you guys think about this?
Sorry, I'm
Sorry, I was
thinking through.
I wasn't with you there. Where did you try to enter?
So basically, I was looking at my 2-hour. I mean 1 hour, and I was at this place, so it was 11 a.m. my time or 9 a.m. London, and basically I saw this break of structure below. It broke this demand here, and what broke this demand, I assume, is something here, because there was this indecisional doji. Maybe even this one, if you take this wick here, and I was thinking, okay, maybe this is a good supply zone to short from. So I was just looking at my 15 until I get some indecision. I got this candle printed, which was, I mean, it tried to push up, but it rejected. Still, it was bullish one. And then I went on 1 minute actually, and I saw this one print. And after this print, that I just executed this because it seemed like it was rejecting quite well, and it just tanked. So what do you think, guys?
Yeah, definitely for me, I'd be looking for some sort of zone there. It looks like when that low was broken on that 1M, it never came back. But that execution, I think that's more like a Brian sort of thing when it comes to the candlestick language, isn't it?
Yeah.
Objections and the engulfing.
On 1 minute, you mean? You mean here?
Yeah, I mean, you definitely read
From, to be honest,
language there.
That.
But you definitely read your candlestick language there, and it definitely gave you, it looked like some hints that it was having problems going above, and it did. So it dropped. I wouldn't have taken this entry just because I would have probably missed this trade, but it wasn't it was a good trade idea.
Yeah, because I mean, on hourly, like I see that it's it's rejecting from this zone and it's continuing, but I mean, you can see how it now rejected the upside, so you might see some form of maybe even retracement or breaking of these highs. Anyways, that was the trade today. So I was just asking, what's your opinion on that?
I think it's good.
Yep, I think as long as you followed a process that you can repeat and that you combine whatever factors together, that's the most important. But, reading that candlestick language like you did, it did kind of hint, like you said, that it was not going to possibly go higher. And so that was a good read on your part to get in. But just as long as you have a certain method to your madness that you can follow time and time again, that's going to be the secret to success. Because we're all going to see the charts a little bit differently in our own way. And there's some things like, for instance, I don't use inducement or liquidity in any part of my trading. Like, it's not even a factor for me. Whereas a lot of people else in the community do. So everybody's going to have their certain what we call nuances as to how they trade. As long as it's in a way that makes sense for you, then you are good to go.
Yeah. Also, I tried this one thing where I would only look if, let's say, we are retracing counter trend on higher time frames. I only look at when the retracement is coming back to a strong POI that did something. So, for example, let's say this one broke the lows, even if with the wick.
Well, we can't see your screen.
Yeah, 1 second.
Okay.
So, yeah, I would only start looking at charts. For example, when, let's say, we are now retracing, we did this break of structure to the downside. So I would only actually look at the charts whenever we start retracing maybe and coming close to the POI of interest, not like look at it all the time, to not confuse myself. So for example, let's say I see these two candles print, the price is coming to this POI. So if I get indecision and then a black candle closure, I'm pretty happy with shorting this.
Yeah. So definitely, if you read it, like if you get, especially getting an indecision candle at a key point of interest, it's it's a very helpful thing to kind of give you an idea that your trade idea is probably highly likely. It's going to go in your direction. And then when you see what I would give, I've heard it called many things, but I like to call them momentum candles. And you see momentum candles that have come out right after that, then you're usually at a good spot. That's when you know, hey, this trade is more likely. So that's kind of how I trade from my entries that come in. When I see those two things, then I know that I have a good trade idea.
All right. That's it from me.
Get well soon, Peachy.
Huh?
Get well soon.
Oh, thanks.
Thank you so much for sharing your chart, Peachy, too. I hope you get to feeling better. Any other questions, guys? Anything else that y'all may have or want to see? Well, if that's the case, guys, everybody's clear and I'm good on everything here today. We'll go ahead and actually end in a few minutes early. So if you think of a question later on that you want for us to answer, definitely come in on Thursday. Thursday, we'll have a Q&A with Rob, or you can always ask any question within Discord. And don't forget that you can sign on one-on-one training with Nathan, Rob, or myself if you want to get some more dedicated time and attention towards anything specific in your trading. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thanks for the discussion, and we will be in touch and see y'all on Thursday. Good. Happy trading, everyone.